Our stories are brilliant. We are resilient. Our stories are brilliant. We are resilient.
Welcome to the Courage Checklist. I'm your host, Jennifer Chambers. Courage. We all want it. What are the things in our lives that we need courage to tackle? How do you find the guts to get the glory? How do you do the things you've always really wanted to do or be? You make the list. You check it off. It sounds simple, but actually doing the hard stuff, the soul-deep stuff, it's not always easy. Find inspiration, ideas, and companions here who also keep trying no matter what. Let's talk about what's on our lists, from giant dream to tiny wish. We share stories of triumph, struggle, joy, and yes, failure, but we keep going together. What's on your list? Today, I'm sharing the second part of my conversation with Gilly. We talk about all kinds of stuff. Of course, wizardry and a little magic. We talk about his activism in Greeley. We talk about different plans he has for the future. And I get to become a wizard in this one. You'll have to tune in and hear the whole thing for my wizard name and to hear exactly what Gilly's up to next. Thanks for listening.
I'm always trying to make plans with people, and people are difficult because I don't ever want to do anything that I don't want to do or that another person doesn't want to do.
Mhm.
But I think so many people are conditioned to like go along with these things that they don't say that.
Yeah.
And I feel like if everybody was just like, no, absolutely not. I don't want to do that. Let's do something fun instead. Like,
Mhm.
be better for everybody. I don't know.
Oh, totally. We changed our whole life. My husband was a counselor for 18 years, a middle school
Mhm.
counselor. And he,
Aw.
in the last 2 years, and he's awesome. He loves those kids. He loves that age. He's really good at it. But he's like, I can't do it anymore. I just can't.
Time for a change. Yeah.
So, like, we've changed everything we do. And it's amazing. It's amazing because he's able to, like, he worked at a baseball stadium and he worked at doing security for concerts, and
Cool.
it's so cool to be able to, because as a writer and a podcaster, like, that's kind of what I've done.
Yeah.
Like I just like chase the stuff that matters, you know?
That's stuff that matters. Yeah. I think, we have these jobs that we feel like we have to go to all the time because we do, because we live in this world. But,
Yeah.
some people are allowed to, are able to escape that and
Mhm.
like do the things they want to do. And one day I will be a wizard. Like, that'll be my only job. That's all I will do. We're going to get there. I ain't worried about it. It's all in due time. But I think the more intention that you add to your life, like, it almost always improves. Like, if you're looking for a free, FREE, that spells free, freecreditreport.com, baby.
Uh-huh.
If you're looking for a free way to improve your life literally tomorrow, choose one thing intentionally tomorrow to do just for you, not for anybody else, not for your kids, not for your spouse, not for your job, not for your career, whatever. Like, just do something that you want to do because you want to do it. And you be amazed how much your life will improve. You just start doing things you want to do. Like, I talked about going to sunflower fields for maybe a decade, and then I went like 6 times last year because I just was like, yeah, let's just go to the sunflower field. Let's just do this. Let's just do these things. I went to a fairy festival today. Next week, I'm going to a unicorn festival.
Yes.
Like, I have wands. I have spell books. I do like the stuff that I want to do. And when you add intentionality to your life, even if like you're broke or even if stuff sucks, like when you have like a little bit more agency and control over what's going on in your life and you're doing things that bring you joy, your life's always going to be better. My life's 100 times better now that like I do what I want and I do things that make me happy than when I did like what society or whatever the hell told me to do. You
Right.
know, I got to tell somebody the other day at the DMV that I was a professional wizard.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, and if you could have just seen that person's face, like that's worth the price of admission alone. It's just telling people, yeah, I'm a wizard.
Yeah.
It's awesome. That brings joy to me just about every time. Yeah.
I bet.
So, but
Oh, that's amazing.
it's so free and it's so easy. And like maybe your intentional thing, I like to take little walks. You
Hmm.
know, you ever just like walk for 15 minutes? Like
Yeah.
nothing can go wrong during a
Right.
little walk, and you're gonna feel so good after that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I love it that, I mean, your entire life is about not only helping yourself be intentional and see the joy in things, but everyone else and your kid. And, you're making that happen for other people by doing it yourself.
Well, I think if you got a story to tell,
Hmm.
you should tell it.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
know, like let me just this is a deep cut. This is a Gilly deep cut.
Love it.
I used to have a blog and it was called We Are the Colemaniacs because I was from Coleman, you know.
Right, right, right.
And so I would interview people and it would just be like I interviewed my friend who he's a blacksmith now actually. He's a
Ooh.
very cool. He's always been a cool person. He made me this wand out of wrought iron with a pinball at the top. And I take it with me whenever I go to dangerous places because it's a wand, but if somebody has a problem, it's also
Yeah.
anyway, you know, I interviewed him about his life, and I
Mhm.
interviewed my friend who was a dog groomer about her life. And my little tagline for it was every life has a story, and yours deserves to be told.
Mm.
Because, you know, even the person you pass at the grocery store, like they have a whole ass life. Like
Hmm. Hmm.
they have all the complications and stuff that we have. And I don't know. I like to bring forth the magic from the mundane. Like I think that small and interesting thing or small things are just so interesting.
Hmm.
Like I cried the other day because they planted flowers because they were just so pretty. You know, like it
Hmm.
just really made my day. And it was
Hmm.
pretty outside and there was flowers everywhere.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think if you have a story, you should tell it. Like I'll get up and I'll make a video about trauma or I'll make a video about, hey, you know, you're actually like a much better writer than you think you are. And like I can say those things to myself and I can also say that to other people. And if one person sees that video and is like, yeah, my brain is being a butthead. I'm actually a really good writer. Or, oh, I'm not crazy because of blah, blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's the point. And
Yeah.
that's free.
Yeah.
Like, this is stuff that takes me less than a minute to do. I go stand outside, I set my little camera up. Today or yesterday, I made a video about being non binary because I saw a video that was like, hey, I have a really deep voice and I have facial hair, but I'm still non-binary. And I was like, heck yeah, homie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's something that I struggle with. And so I stood outside for about a minute and I said all those things. And someone who's non-binary is going to see that and they're going to be like, oh, I am non-binary now.
Hmm.
And it's so easy,
Yeah.
you know? And so why, you know, what I tell people when I make them wizards, I make people wizards.
I want
Why?
that.
Because I can make you a wizard on this podcast if you want to be one.
I do. I do.
That's the right answer. Okay, bet. Well, I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm going to let you experience it.
Okay.
Okay, question one. Do you want to be a wizard?
Yes.
That's the right answer. Sometimes people say, I don't know, and I hate to tell them, but I disqualify them every time. Because when I ask you a question like that, there is two answers yes, no. Anything other than yes is no. Because if I'm like, hey, would you like to have magical powers? And you have to think about it, you're not the person who's supposed to have those magical powers.
Absolutely.
All right. So I am Gilly. the Sunshine Wizard, what sort of, well, and before we get into this, I'm going to ask you these questions, and the answers that you give me today, irrelevant. You know, if you're a Coca-Cola wizard today, you can be a Pepsi wizard tomorrow. No love lost, because wizardry is a journey, you know. So, um, so don't take the answers too seriously.
Okay.
Being a wizard is free. You know, you get the semi-phenomenal cosmic powers. You have all of that, but it comes with an eternal debt to use those powers to help people. So I can give you wizard powers, but you have to use them the right way.
I can do
Is that
that.
okay?
Hell
That's
yes.
right. Very,
Yes.
hell yes. Okay. What kind of wizard would you like to be? And why?
I want to be a book wizard because learning how to read books after my accident is what brought me back to life.
I love that. Okay, perfect. Well, then that leads us into our next question. I use a curse breaker staff. I use various wands. I use my hands. I have a lot of magical implements. What sort of magical implement do you have?
I have a staff. And
Dope.
and I
Very
make
good.
and I make magical brooms. Oh, yay.
My deepest and sincerest apologies. Sometimes the magic between me and a fledgling wizard is too powerful
Uh-huh.
for modern technology, you know.
It was. I was like, I was almost a wizard.
Oh, you were so excited too. Okay, so you use the staff and you use what else?
I also have magic brooms. I learned how to make brooms, like my own brooms from scratch.
I love
Brooms.
that.
It's
I
really
use
cool.
brooms too.
Do you?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I have one named Dawn Charm, actually. And I had another broom named Bonnie's Broom because Bonnie made it for me. God rest her soul. She was a real one. We love Bonnie.
Hmm.
But I often use my brooms, I think they're called besoms if they're used for like magic.
Yeah,
Besom.
I think so.
I use those to like sweep away negativity and bad self-talk and
Mhm.
expectations of society. So we use staves, brooms. Okay. Now, my wizard name is Gilly.
Mhm.
And it doesn't have to be Jennifer. It can be any name ever. And it can change tomorrow. So you will be blank the book wizard. What are you thinking?
Blackberry.
Blackberry. I love that. That's so cute. Okay, perfect. All right, all right, all right. So now what I need you to do, and this is not great for your podcast, but I need you to go grab one of your mystical implements for me.
Okay, it's right here.
Oh, perfect. You were way more prepared than I was. Oh, Lord. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay, I know that they can't see this, but I'm grabbing my sunstone and I'm grabbing the wand of Beards Mackenzie.
Ooh.
That's the pinball wand.
I love it.
Oh yeah, look at this thing. I love you made this broom.
I did. I made it.
That is incredible.
It's kind of a big ass broom, but
What's her name?
her name's Bertha.
Bertha the broom. Oh, we love Big Bertha.
Yep.
Okay, bet. That's so fantastic. Okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let me get all the magic situated up here in my nog.
Okay.
Okay. This is, one of your last moments as just like a regular human before joining the illustrious ranks of wizard. Do you have anything else that you want to say before you start your new life?
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. With the power invested in me by the state of Colorado and the cosmos, I now pronounce you Blackberry, the book wizard. I love you. So now you're a wizard.
Oh,
Now the whole podcast, like this is when the podcast truly begins.
Yes. Yes. I feel so different. I feel so much energy right now.
Do you really?
Yes.
I love it actually. And the thing about it is that you're not the first person to tell me that. Like, you ain't got to believe in magic and ooga booga and all this nonsense. I really don't care because I know it's real. And I don't ask people to tell me these things, they just do.
I mean, why
Pretty
not?
rad.
Why not? Why not? People believe in lots of other stuff. So,
You do. I think this world would be so terribly dreadful and boring if there was no magic. Like, what would even be the point? Like, there has to be some element of whimsy and chaos to the universe. It can't all just be for nothing.
right.
Like, although sometimes I kind of feel like a relief in that because I am aware that ultimately everything is meaningless.
Hmm.
Because like me and you could get hit by a comet tomorrow and
Hmm.
like that would be the end of our tale, but like that's a crappy ending. Like it doesn't make any sense. But
Yeah.
the fact of it is that since life is so meaningless, that the meaning that we add to life, we add that meaning. We decide what is important, what is magical, what is all of these things. And it's kind of freeing
Hmm.
in a way,
Hmm.
I think. When you stop worrying about all this kind of stuff and just, put a little magic out there in the world.
I have like costumes in mind now. I feel like
Yes,
making
go, come on.
I saw this thing for it was a corset you made out of book covers and a big skirt that you made out of book covers. I'm into it now.
Yes. One of the kind of unfortunate things about being a wizard, the plural of wizard is war. So we generally
Oh.
don't hang out with too many other wizards because every wizard believes that they're the most powerful wizard in the cosmos, and all of them are right.
Mm.
In their own thing,
Hmm.
but there's it's a more solitary practice, which is kind of what separates like a witch from a wizard. Like some people think boy, wizard, girl, witch. That's not the case. I have wizards of all genders, witches of all genders, but wizardry is more like a solitary practice. We take ourselves less seriously. There's a little more trickery involved.
Hmm.
I make up the names of crystals that I give to people, but I'm very convincing when I do it. So when I gave the Queen of the Fairies the Florgatron crystal, she was like, "Oh my gosh, a Florgatron crystal! Yeah." And that's wizardry.
That's right. Hey, the important thing is that you believe it, so they don't have to believe it.
Yeah, I know what it does and what it's gonna do, and
That's
it don't
right.
matter what it's called. Who
Oh my
cares the
God.
name of it? Yeah.
That's
So
fantastic. Oh, thank you so much. I did not expect
here,
this morning that I would be a wizard tonight.
isn't it cool how life works sometimes? I love it.
It's pretty amazing. It's pretty
And
amazing.
you know how all of this happened? You made the intentional choice to be a wizard because I asked you if you wanted to be one, and you said yes. Yes, I do.
Gotta say yes, whenever you can.
I think if life asks you those questions, you should say yes. I don't know, and that's the nature of wizardry too. Is like we'll ask questions later. We're gonna go jump into the shimmering portal, of course. Now, if we come back with no feet, we learn lessons. It happens, but we're gonna go through that portal. We're gonna see what happens. I went to this abandoned motel the other day with like the word omen written on it like 100 times and broken glass and stuff everywhere.
Whoa.
And like I just wanted nothing more than to go into one of those rooms and get cursed. Like that's all I wanted. And we couldn't because one of my friends had Crocs and didn't want to get broken glass in them.
Oh, okay.
So, but
Well,
I think, sometimes you see danger, you just sprint towards it.
well, if you're a
Maybe not
wizard,
all the time.
yeah, if you're a wizard, you can kind of bounce off of it, right? You don't.
No, whatever situation I get myself into, I know I can get myself out of because I've done it every time before this one. And eventually I'll be wrong, and that's the bet that you take as a wizard is eventually, yes, you will meet a more powerful wizard and you will have a bad time. But until then, you will have a great time.
So, what's next? You have exciting wizardly plans for the summer? You just
Yes, you just what? So I'm gonna get involved with Greeley Pride. I'm gonna work with them on their Pride event, try
uh-huh.
to meet those people, work with them. I've spoken to, excuse me, the owner of this precious little bookstore. It's called Midnight Oil Books. And he's got like a little swirly tower of books in it. Girl, you would love it. Oh, please. Come on, Blackberry. We're gonna go.
Oh my
You
gosh,
can
I want
come
to go.
too. It's pretty in there. He's amazing. And we're gonna do Wizard Storytime live. And yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm in.
And I
Yes.
met another storyteller today, and I told him about it, and he was like, "Heck yeah, I want to come tell stories." So I think I'm gonna try to get like two or three like just really fire storytellers to like come in there and read like inclusive books and tell amazing stories, and it'd be free too. Like I
Hmm.
don't like charging for stuff because I'm broke,
Hmm.
and if
Hmm.
stuff costs money most of the time I don't go to it, and I don't
Right.
want anybody to not be able to like come hang out with me because they don't have $5,
Hmm.
which is why I am a broke person. But you know what? I'm a very happy person and I'm very wealthy in friendship.
Hmm.
Wizards never go hungry, ever.
That's the really
Um,
important thing, right? Like, I want to have a full
it,
belly and, the lights on. That's pretty much it.
yeah, and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But so we're gonna do Wizard story time. Very excited about that. I'm going to Kansas because while traveling through there, I noticed that everything is sunflowers. And oh yeah, there's that little exit signs. They
Uh-huh.
have sunflowers. The numbers are in sunflowers. Google it. It's amazing.
I've never been to
I took a
Kansas.
picture.
Okay.
Well, anyway, but nothing against the great Kansasians or whatever they're called, but while I was there, I just kept seeing sunflowers everywhere, and I Googled it, and I was like, "What's the deal with Kansas sunflowers?" Well, they have these rogue sunflowers that the government cannot stop, like these super tall, unstoppable, unkillable, like sunflowers that are just taking over Kansas, and
Whoa.
it fills me with such joy. I'm gonna go find the sunflowers. I'm gonna make them stronger. I'm gonna help them take over this world.
Love it. Love
Because
it.
sunflowers are rad. So I
Hmm.
want to go see the big sunflowers. Someone invited me to, I think, like a hot air balloon festival in Santa Fe.
Whoa.
I I heard that was only like 6 hours, so I might try to do that.
Hmm.
But I'm working on getting like a quote unquote show together to like take to where the babes are,
Hmm.
because I know in my heart that I could pick any state in the U.S. and find some homies there,
Hmm.
and I'll go there and turn people into wizards, and we'll have a little chat. I have this precious game that I play with people in the real world called Compliment Circle. And I've never played a game where somebody didn't cry. I'm powerful. So what you do, and this is proprietary information, please
Of
don't
course.
steal
Of
it. I
course.
mean,
Of
you
course. No.
you can actually steal it. I'd love it if everybody stole it and started playing this game. I think the world would be softer and kinder. But basically, you and your homies get in a circle and you go around complimenting every person in the circle until, well, actually, it goes the other way. So we pick one person and everybody goes around complimenting that one person. And then at the end of the circle, that person compliments themselves. And before we start, I tell everybody that there will be no, I cannot compliment myself. I'm not great. Get all that weak shit out of here. This is compliment circle. Say something nice about yourself, damn it. And they do every time. And you go around the circle and everybody cries and
Oh.
everybody talks about
Oh.
themselves. And it's free and it's fun and you can do it with anybody. And I've seen so many people just like break down. I did it in Denver the other day at my meetup, and one of the persons their compliment about themselves was, "I am so strong. I
Mm.
have been through so much. I am proud of myself." And
Mm.
we all cried at that one.
Yeah.
And it's just a free, I like stuff that is accessible and possible to do. I like talking to people. It's fun.
Hmm.
So I do my little games and I turn people into wizards and I do my thing. But I'm kind of messing around with like a book or whatever. Like I have attention deficit hyper disorder, as we discussed earlier. So I've got about 357 projects, and I just got to pick like 8 of them to do,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be fine. The most recent project that I did successfully, I'm pretty proud of myself, was I launched a second um, platform for content, like a second channel.
Okay.
And this one is a different wizard, which I will not reveal the name of because people have to hunt them out and find them. It's part of the game.
Okay.
Yeah. But this wizard is similar to the Sunshine Wizard, but they ooh, and they deal with, more adult themes and sad stuff, like serious stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that a lot of children watch my content and I don't think that they necessarily need to know about a lot of the horrible things that are happening in the world. Like
Mm-hmm.
they'll get that sadness as
Right.
they grow older.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love for kids to just like see magic and whimsy and fun and creativity and love and joy and stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'd like for them to see. And then there's the other side of the coin, which is like we are in a literal war for our lives. And I'm furious.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's hard to kind of balance both of those things. And so I used the power of the Nightshine crystal wand to split my soul in twain, creating the Sunshine Wizard
Mm-hmm.
and the Nightshine Wizard, a completely separate wizard.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so, and I had a really great response to that, and a lot of people liked the content, and I found it to be very freeing because I can talk about some of the more, intense stuff that I want to talk about. The last video I posted was about body image and body shaming people,
Mm-hmm.
and if people could just quit talking about each other's titties or like the size or whatever of people's genitals
Uh-huh.
and just worry more about things we can make fun of people for, like people who like Coldplay. um and for the record, like I like Coldplay. I made that video for my best friend Michael, who ardently hates Coldplay, and I didn't tell him I was going to do it, and so he's in the video and he's just like, worst band ever, they're the worst. He's just got this vendetta against them, but it's given me like a platform to talk about things that are important to me, but that maybe we don't need to talk to kids about.
Yeah,
You know,
that's smart.
so I think so. And it's so crazy. I've had like rappers and stuff be like, "Hey, come be on my rap song with me," and like I'll listen to it and I'll be like, "No, this is fire, friend." But there's a lot of swear words in this, and I'll go to hell if this happens. So that's a joke, by the way. But so it's just nice, and I don't know. I feel like I'm really growing as like a content creator. I'm learning more of like the crunchy part of it, like
Mm-hmm.
editing and all that
Mm-hmm.
sort of stuff. Because
Mm-hmm.
I have the voice, I've got the razzmatazz. Like there's no question there.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It's, it's just the polish, really, that I've got to
Uh-huh.
work on and the
Uh-huh.
follow through. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Well, if you decide to come out here, my my mom has a theater and we would love to host you out here.
Where is here?
I'm right outside of Eugene, Oregon.
Okay. So is that on the other side of the world?
It's above California. So,
Okay.
yeah,
That's very doable. I know an amount of people in Oregon. I think I know enough people to justify it. We now have a venue for the show. Like everything's coming together.
for sure. For sure.
And that's how it will happen. Oh, that'll be so fun. Is it close to Portland?
It is about an hour and a half south. But just
Okay, 'cause like that's where weird people are made. So like I want to at least visit there.
Oh, it's wonderful. But we live in a town that is sort of, it's like where all the hippies came after the 60s. They all live here in
Oh,
my little
nice.
town. Yeah. So we have a big festival every year and
Oh,
it's really fun. So it's kind of low key, but really fun. And
that sounds excellent. I like low key fun. Like
yeah.
I get overwhelmed in big groups of people, but like if you put me at a party with like 4 to 6 people, I'm gonna leave with 4 to 6 friends, like every time. I'm unstoppable.
I believe it. I
Uh,
believe it.
yeah, no, you can't. No, it's like this fun little game that I play because, like, I'm autistic, right? So, like, I think about communication like a space alien. I don't think about it like people do, but like, I go into a party, and this is a trip. This is a tip or trick that y'all can use as well. Go into a party, find one person to be friends with. One.
Mhm.
So you go, you introduce yourself to that person. They almost invariably will know one person at that party, and then that's two. And
Mhm.
then you just kind of branch out, you ooze your little tentacles out until you are friends with every single person at that party, and then you win.
Oh,
And the prize is friendship and fun conversations. So it's a great game. I suggest playing it.
I like it a lot. I think that
Yeah,
that's a hard thing. Like that's really actually good concrete advice because most people, if they're being honest with themselves, those aren't comfortable situations. That's
yeah.
not, I mean, you want to be comfortable and happy with meeting new people, but that's that's a good action step. I like that.
Well, that's kind of how I have to like problem solve
Hmm.
based on like how my brain works.
Hmm.
Like I have to put things in step one, two, three. Like I
Hmm.
told you about the poster board guy.
Right, right.
Like you put it in step one, two, three.
Uh-huh.
And because making friends with one person is way less scary than making friends with 12 people.
Right, right, right.
But if you do it 2 or 3 times, then you got like 4 friends, and that's like
Yeah.
the five of you walk over there to the other 5 people. Boom, five becomes 10. Like it's so easy.
That's right.
Um,
And then you're
if
a
you're
posse.
trying to, huh?
And
Yeah,
then
my wizard
yes.
posse. You're trying to eat like a 20-pound hamburger. You're not gonna eat the whole 20 pounds at once. No, you're gonna put a little body bag.
That's
You know?
right. That's right.
Yeah. You just gotta. I think if people put, obviously not every problem can be solved this way, but I feel like if you put your problems in measurable steps with like a logical order,
Hmm.
you can solve them.
Hmm.
If you're
Hmm.
trying to write a book,
Hmm.
you can put it in the steps, and you just have to do the steps, which is the hard part for me.
Hmm.
But you know,
Tell me about your book. Is it all of your wizardry put into on paper?
no, because that would blind mortal eyes. Oh my
Of
God,
course it would. Of course it
it would be an epidemic.
would.
Like
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
it fundamentally changed the way reality works. No, I'm writing a children's book. Um, and the like working title is So You Want to Be a Wizard.
Hmm.
Um, okay, thank you. It's very cute, yeah.
I love it.
And I'll let me see. Actually, I can read you a little bit of it because I can jump off the screen. Yeah, yeah, I got you. I got you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. And like I said, I got about half of it written. Let me find this feller. Come on now, don't be like this. You're making us look bad. Oh, here we go. If I could read, I would be way ahead. Okay. All right. And so this book is, it's written about how to be a wizard, but it's also because everything in wizardry, there's a secret second lesson with everything. There's always a secret second lesson. And the
Mm.
secret second lesson of this book is that being yourself is rad, you know? So, all right, get ready. Lord. But but what if I don't look like a wizard? Tell me, little Whizling, what do wizards look like? Wizards are big and tall. Wizards are thin and small. No matter the body, they are wizards all.
Mm.
Wizards are from every race. Wizards are from every place. No matter the color, they all have a wizard's face.
Oh,
Um, yes. And so it's going to be just ruthlessly adorable. And I've got all these little couplets. I just had to finish them up. And I'm going to go ahead and spoil the ending. If you don't want to hear the ending, stop listening. But basically, the ending of the book is going to be okay, we've learned all this stuff together. So now, do you want to see like the most powerful wizard that you can be, you know? And you open to the last page, and do you know what's on the last page?
Is it a mirror?
It's a mirror.
Oh,
And you see yourself because you're the most powerful wizard you can be. Silly?
oh,
Yeah,
oh, that's gonna be amazing.
I know. I know. I don't have any doubt. I just got to finish it. I have someone came to me with a book deal and everything. Like, executive dysfunction is just a hell of a drug. I tell you what, like, it's
Mm-hmm.
hard. So
Mm-hmm.
much stuff has happened in my life. Like, and when I do sit down and I finish writing it, yes, it's gonna be rad. Like, I know it. It's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it's not, it's the same kind of idea as like making content. Like, I made TikTok videos for 2 years before I was a wizard, so I could write 7 books before I write the one that like is the one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the
Mm-hmm.
greatest author who ever lived, Sir Terry Pratchett, G&U Terry Pratchett. Oh, you like
Mm-hmm.
Terry Pratchett?
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh my God, he's written some stinkers, and
Mm-hmm.
I've read them. I've read a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it took him 4 or 5 books to really become like the greatest author who ever lived. So, you know, if I have a stinker or two, that'll be okay. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because I still wrote the dang thing, and
That's right.
when I do write my cool thing, they'll be like, "Oh, well, this is his earlier work. It kind of sucks, but they'll still buy it
That's funny because like
because
my
I still bought it."
yeah. That's
You
funny because
know.
my first book is my least favorite book that I wrote too. So yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
you know.
It takes people a little while to figure out their craft, and then
Mm-hmm.
once they do, they're rolling. And it took me a couple years to figure out I was a wizard, and then I was.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm. Ooh,
people get on, huh?
that's gonna be fire. I can't wait to see it.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. I really am going to work on it very soon. Because I have, gosh, all these little projects. I just got to do one of them. That's what I tell my friends all the time. I'm like, listen, it only takes one of these crazy schemes working, and then we never have to deal with this crap ever again. Like,
Right.
one of like just one crazy scheme works out and we're done. Like, we just let's try this one, let's try that one. Like, it's gonna work out. I've already told all my homies if I'm ever a rich wizard that everybody's gonna have a job. We'll be fine. And maybe I'll never get there, but I feel like maybe, I'm gonna actually. I know I'm gonna get there. So I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
I
I
think it
can
will.
I can see it. I can see it.
If I just continue to do what I'm doing and listen to people and meet people and learn things, nah, we got this.
That's perfect. That is I love that. So how can people find you on social media and the internet if they were going to look for you?
You can hold the magic conch high into the air. So I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube as Gilly, Gilly _shine, SHINE. Beware of pretenders. There are about 100 gazillion thousand evil Gilly clones created by my enemies to stop me. And I have been returning them from whence they came one by one. But it is, it's a lot of work. So they're out there. Be careful. If you're on Facebook, it's just Gilly Shine with no underscore. If you ever hear a video on the internet where it's like, if you're down today, you can have a little bit of my sunshine. You can click the name at the bottom of that if those people used me, and you can follow me right there. Um, and I think if you're just having like a really cloudy day, like you can just kind of think about sunshine, and I'll be there. So.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for talking with me today. This has been such a treat. That's all that I can share today of our conversation. I think I'll have Gilly on one more time sometime soon, just because I had so much fun talking with him. Thanks a lot for listening. As always, it helps the show if you review or if you rate on whatever platform you're listening to on. And also, as always, feel free to contact me through the website or through Instagram if you'd like to share your story of courage or if you have an idea for a future episode. Have a wonderful day.
Sometimes we have to start over. Sometimes we have to fight back. Sometimes it's all too much. Lost inside the black.